nobody move like us. Can't 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 nobody move like us. People. Can't nobody move like us. Can't nobody move like us. People. Can't nobody move like us. Can't nobody move like us. People. Can't nobody move like us. Can't nobody move like us. I know you heard what the pastor say. Better get the truth or you pass away. We can see the booths in the masquerade. Standing in the booth made of grass and hay. Strapping up the boots on the Saturday. Gathering the troops for the black and Asiatic indigenous people that was sacked by Spain. Now you know the language of your masters. Now you trying to buy up all your masters. Now they got your women while you master. Now you throwing kiddies in like Asta. Now you love your chains and you lack escape. Never saw a day when the blacks were great because they clever saw a way they could master face. If not them, then the facts are racist. Look at my back, never back to bases, I'm gone. Can't nobody move like us. 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 People. Can't nobody move like us. Can't nobody move like us. People. Can't nobody move like us. Can't nobody move like us. People. Can't nobody move like us. Can't nobody move like us. People. Methamphetamines in your veins. Couldn't see the spirit, so you ran into the pain. Couldn't fly with spirit, so you landed in the plane. With a liquor in the pills and the women give you gain. Running from the father, but he calling your name. Run a little father and you right back at the same. Nobody ever taught him that it's never gonna change. Till he turn back to the east, never go back to your ways. Used to feel like the bag could save me. Used to smoke trees to relax, but lately I really found peace when I passed the bacon. And I live by these things, so I passed the bacon. In the word, not Pastor Mason. Not led by God, most pastors Masons. Most pastors faking, no paths are vacant. No classes to show those masters Nathan on God. Peculiar people, peculiar people. Peculiar people, peculiar people. Peculiar people, peculiar people.
Big Jew.
Peculiar people, peculiar people.
Can't nobody move like us. Can't nobody do it like us. They ain't really brewing like us. Who would've ever thought it'd be us? Cause they ain't been through it like us. They don't keep the law like us. They ain't outlaws like us. They ain't strong like us. On the block like us. Giving hope to the community. Get a separation, we just focus on the unity. Every 7 standing on the corner with the KJV. We don't even need a bunch of brothers, give me 2 or 3. Give me 20 minutes and I'll teach you your identity. Keep an open mind and listen up and maybe you will see. Ooh, these other nations, they want your salvation. They don't give a damn about what we've been through. They would not tell you the chosen is you. So come follow me, I'll teach you how to move.
Peculiar people, peculiar people. Peculiar people, peculiar people. Peculiar people, peculiar people. Peculiar people, peculiar people.
Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. Ashar Shabbat, shalom. All praise to the Most High God. Yahweh, Shema Mashak, Yahweh Shai. What's going on, Shaquat, man? How you doing today, man?
Man, I'm good, man. How are you, man?
Hey, man. Hey, I'm alive. Even when I say that, I'm alive. I'm blessed. You know what I'm saying? I'm blessed to be alive physically and spiritually.
Right,
you know
right, right.
Really, really though. For really though. Like people don't understand how at any moment we could be taken out. You know what I'm saying? At any moment. So we appreciate the good things, man. We appreciate the blessings. We appreciate life. We appreciate love, man. We appreciate to be in this thing, as the boy Shaquat would say. We in this thing. We ain't going nowhere. We appreciate that. Yeah. No matter the struggles, no matter the times where you think like you want to throw your hands up and give up, you keep persevering. Hey, listen, man, I appreciate that. I appreciate that spirit of the Most High God driving me, pushing me, pulling me. You know what I'm saying? The people around me, I appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate everything that's in my life that's moving me and driving me to be better. So the Wadi Yahweh, the Wadi Yahweh, the Wadi Yahweh, the Wadi Yahweh Shai, the Wadi to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Can't thank the Most High God enough, man. Because without his mercy, man, without his grace, where would we be? Where would you be?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The Wadi Yahweh's in the chat. The Wadi Yahweh, the Wadi Yahweh, the Wadi Yahweh. If you got anything to be thankful for, we put mine in the chat too. The Wadia Howard, man.
Mm-hmm.
If you got anything to be thankful for, anything to be thankful for, throw the Wadia Howards in the chat.
You know,
Mr. Your trial. Go ahead.
No, I'd say, you know, my kids, they're 2 years and 1 day apart, and woke up this morning, thank the Most High. My oldest is her birthday today, and then tomorrow is my youngest. You know, just because they've been through a lot, you know, physically and what's the word? Mentally, right? So, you know, I just woke up and said thank you, man, just for having them here. You know, giving me a reason to keep going, to keep pushing. You know what I'm saying? So,
the water Howard, man. Hey, look, and that's kind of what this. Let's go. That's kind of get into what class is about, right? It's called trust in the process.
mm-hmm.
Trust in the process. Before we get started, man, I'm do this. Let's give all honor, praise, and glory to your power by Hashem, Hamashiach, Hawashah. We want to pray that the Most High God move throughout this lesson. Please allow His words to come out. Please allow the edification to come out. Please allow your will to be done always and forever, not only in my life, but our brothers and sisters' lives and throughout our nation. Heal us, keep us safe. Hallelujah. Hey, listen, man, I know brothers don't really like praying out in public, but sometimes I just want the Most High God's spirit to just get the midst. You know what I'm saying? And brothers ain't doing it for show. I just want the Most High, His words to come out, you know. And I think that some of the best lessons I've done is when the Most High God moves. You know what I'm saying? When it's all Him. No matter how many precepts I got, no matter how many concepts I got in my head, sometimes they all don't come out. Sometimes they all don't come out. The Most High God picks what it is that needs to be said in the moment. So that's why I'm asking for Him to do today.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, man, this class is talking about trust in the process. Trust the process, man. There's been many times. I don't know about y'all. I don't know about you, Shaquat, but I'm pretty sure I know about you. But there's been many times, man, that I've asked the Most High God for something, and it didn't manifest in a certain time frame, and I started to lose patience. You know what I'm saying? Get aggravated. I started we talked about depression last week. When things you want don't come in a timely manner, when things come differently than how you worked hard for, expected, or when you don't know and you being anxious about a situation, you know what I'm saying? You start losing patience. And I think when we lose patience, when we lose focus, that's when doubt starts creeping in. That's when depression wants to hit you, anxiousness wants to come in. All those things, man, that move you out of your square. You know what I'm saying? It like takes you away from where you should be.
Right.
And what we do a lot of times is start making hasty decisions. You have something you want to say?
No, go ahead.
What we do a lot of times is we start making hasty decisions. You know what I'm saying? And we start even losing our faith. You know what I'm saying? We start wavering. And so today, man, we just want to talk about, and it's kind of lemming back off of what Shaquat did last week about the depression class. Sometimes we just need to trust the process. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna read something, right? This is from an author called Marsha Burns, in a book called Small Straws, right? It says, you be inclined to stew and fret about what you need to do, but agonizing will not help. Believe in me, says the Lord, and in my ability to show you the way and give you precise directions. And I will not leave you nor forsake you. I will order your steps and bring you through to victory. I thought, it's small. It's nothing like so profound, but I feel like that hits a lot of us, right? We tend to stew. We tend to agonize about situations. We tend to forget that everything is in the Most High God's hands. We tend to forget that the Most High God is God. He is the power. He is the supreme power. He has everything in his hands. Our thoughts are his thoughts. He might have plans that we didn't even consider yet. We tend to forget all of those things. Trust and faith. How many precepts you know? Man, they go to the back burner. Go to the back burner, man. All these things, man. You know what I'm saying? Even your faith. But Most High God says, man, you know what I'm saying? You got to believe in him. And this is the author saying this, but it's true. You got to believe in him. We're going to get into this later, too. You got to believe in him and his ability. You got to believe that he is everything that he said he is.
Right.
And more than we can even fathom. You know what I'm saying? We got to believe that he is the God. He is a way out of no way. Seriously. We got to believe that his precise directions will come to you in time. You might have to take 4 lefts to get right back on the road. Seriously.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I was going to say, you know, a lot of people have come into this knowledge, right? Learn the truth, but they end up falling off. But a few years later, you know, they come right back in, but they come, what does scripture say? You got to worship the Lord 10 times harder, right? I'm super paraphrasing, right? But, you know, it happens. Sometimes you come in with all the zeal and then you go through something and you kind of fall back a little bit, right? But just like I was saying last week, you got to depend on brothers and sisters that you can put in your circle that can uplift you and make sure you get on the right track so you can come back and serve the Lord 10 times stronger. You know what I'm saying? Lord, I yield there.
That's right. Hey, when it's all said and done, right, you got to trust that the Most High God is victorious too. And he literally wants victory for you. Because you know what that does? When you believe in the Most High and you become victorious, you know what that does? That elevates Christ. That elevates the Most High. That gives him glory. That literally gives the Most High God glory. Because what? You have a testimony.
Right.
You can share your testimony with your brother and say, hey, listen, I feel like I'm going too far at the very beginning. I'm starting to preach. But listen, like I said, man, we want the Most High God to speak throughout this lesson. I think one of the very first things or examples, and you know, we talk about this a lot, but the very first examples of trust in the process gotta be Noah. And I got a bunch of different accounts. And listen, first of all, when I was making this lesson, there's so many different accounts, so many different situations, and man, I'm telling you. I just picked a few of them so we can go through, you know what I'm saying, on how they trusted the process, certain people, some you know, and some maybe you might not be as familiar with. But the fact of the matter is that I really believe that the very first, let's go to Genesis 6 and 5. The very first instance of someone we see trusting the process is Noah. You gotta understand Noah knew about the Most High God. He came from the bloodline. He's documented in the scriptures from his bloodline. Not just because he was a random person that believed. No, he came from the descendants of Adam. In a particular chosen bloodline, these people were the sons of God. You know what I'm saying? Through Seth. From Adam through Seth came all the way down the line.
Go on.
You know what I'm saying? We talk about brothers have conversations about Enoch. I know Enoch is his great grandfather? Something like that. Great grandfather, great. But he's in that bloodline. He's come from that ilk. You know what I'm saying, of a person. So let's start at 6 and 5, read it down to verse 8.
God, this is Genesis chapter 6 and verse 5. And God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually.
And like, listen, the earth is full of this today. Evilness from your job, evilness from your wife and family at home, your husband at home. You know what I'm saying? The people out in the streets, you know what I'm saying? They want to capitalize over your ignorance or over your lack to do whatever it takes. You know what I'm saying? To have that evil spirit. You know what I'm saying? When you want to move in righteousness or you want to care about one another, people take advantage of all those things. So evilness is everywhere today. Go ahead.
Verse 6, and it repented the Lord that he made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart.
Uh-huh.
And the Lord said, I will destroy man who I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast, and the creeping thing, and the fowls of the air, for it repented me that I have made them.
Verse 8.
But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord.
Hey, listen, no matter what's going on in the world, right? We want to find grace in the eyes of the Most High God. We want him to be on our side. You know what I'm saying? We talking about trusting the process, right? Well, first off, right, we need to be part of the process. We need to be part of the equation. We want the Most High God to say, you know what? He's worthy to hear my call. You know what I'm saying? He's worthy. Like he ain't just gonna give it to you just because he likes your outfit. Because you come outside with fringes.
Right.
He ain't gonna give it to you because you come outside with a head wrap and you say shalom, brother. He ain't gonna give it to you just because of that. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be worthy of the Most High God's calling and trusting in the process with you because he wants something. He wants you to accomplish a goal. You gotta be worthy of it.
Right.
I want the Most High to move for me. You know what? He wants me to move for him. What's the term? Pre quo? I can't even say it right. Is that the term?
I know what you're talking about, but I don't know how to pronounce it.
You do for me, and I do for you. That's how it works, right? That's how it works. That's how the barter system works. That's how economy works. You give me this, and I'll give you that. Like, when does it stop? All of a sudden, you ain't got to do for the Lord no more. This is part of trusting the process. You got to be willing and wanting to be a part of it. You know what I'm saying? Ezra 9 and 8, because it says in verse Genesis 6 and 8, it says, but Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. In the book of Ezra, I'm gonna read it myself. In the book of Ezra, chapter 9, verse 8, it says, and now for a little space, grace has been showed from the Lord our God to lead a remnant to escape. What is it talking? It's talking about them coming out of the Babylonian captivity, rebuilding the temple. You know what I'm saying? But it's like a definition of grace, a time and space to leave a remnant to escape. This definitely what Noah was going through, because they became that remnant. Let me tell you something, man. I want to become that remnant at the end of the day. The Most High God has a process of making you that remnant, and you got to be able to trust and believe in Him, man. Yo, go to chapter 7 and verse 11 real quick.
It's Genesis chapter 7, verse 11. In the 600th year of Noah's life, in the second month, the 17th day of the month, the same day were all the fountains of the great deep broken up, and the windows of heaven were open.
Hey, listen, I've never seen in the Bible where there was rain before this. I've never seen it. We never seen in the Bible. Brothers teach that there's never been rain before this, because the Bible don't say that there was. But the Bible also says that the fountains of the great deep came up and the windows of heaven opened up. See, the problem is that brothers just got an umbrella. But brothers don't be having no water boots, no, you know what I'm saying? No protection for the stuff that's coming from the bottom. That's attacking you. You know what I'm saying? But we don't have no protection from them things that's coming at you in all different angles.
Right.
We trust in an umbrella from the rain that's coming from above. But what about that? What about that stuff, that mud that you just walked in? You know what I'm saying? To truly trust the process, you gotta have the Most High God totally involved in every aspect of what you got going on. You ever seen one of them big rain, the whole rain suit where they got the hat, the boots, the pants, the coat, they got everything covering their behind, man. They don't want a drop of rain touching them. Hey, listen, sometimes them rain suits is hot.
Mm.
You ever been in the rain when it's humid as hell?
Yeah. They have those days out here, man. California ain't all sunshine, man.
Hey, yo, look, sometimes them days are hot, and you be in the sweat going through it, man. But we also have to remember, man, that the Most High God is protecting you in the midst of that heat, refining you in the midst of that situation. Matter of fact, I ain't even had this right, but let's hit Sirach chapter 2 real quick. I know we bring this out all the time. But how can we not touch on this dealing with a process?
Okay. Sirach chapter 2, verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation.
Yo, the temptation comes in many different ways. And sometimes it's part of the process. When Christ was out in the wilderness, you know what I'm saying? In order for him to get through the process of becoming or doing what he had to do, the devil had to tempt him.
Mm-hmm.
The devil tempted him. The Most High God is saying, prepare your soul through the prophets. He's saying, prepare your soul for temptation. Go ahead.
God, set thy heart aright and constantly endure.
Hey, you got to set your mind aright and constantly endure all the different rains that's trying to move you, the wind that's blowing, all the different things that's coming out you, things that's trying to drown you. Go ahead.
And make not haste in the time of trouble. Cleave unto him.
Right. It's like we talked about them hasty decisions earlier too. Sometimes we make hasty decisions when things ain't happening how you want it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we stop believing. Read that part again one more time.
And make not haste in time or trouble. Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end.
That thou mayest be what?
Increase at thy last end.
Hey, we talking about victory at the end of the process.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to acknowledge, right? Let's get Proverbs 20:24. Baba Cashapp. We always have. You got to get in there. You got a precept or something you want to get in there, man. Just let me know. I start moving, and you know.
That's all right. I got you.
So this part right here, we got to understand that man's goings are of the Lord, man. The Most High God is in control of everything. We talked about that earlier. You got to believe it, right? You got to believe that his ability of control, his ability of omnipotence. You know what I'm saying? The different abilities that he have, all knowing, all powerful. You know what I'm saying? He's way better than any Marvel character you can think of.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Back in the days, I used to have the cards. I think I still got them somewhere. I used to have the cards, and they had you know, I don't know if y'all remember, but back in the day, they listed their mental capacity. You know what I'm saying? And their powers, their speed. They listed the levels of their abilities on the back of their Marvel cards. I don't know. I'm kind of old. I remember that.
I thought you were talking about Pokemon or something, man.
No. Yo, if I had it right now, I would show y'all. It had Professor X. He had the mental ability. High, you know what I'm saying? I forget the different characters, but they had their different abilities. Most High is maxed out on every level that you could think. You know what I'm saying? And we have to acknowledge that man's goings literally of the Lord. Let me get that in Proverbs 20:24.
This Proverbs chapter 20, verse 24. Man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way?
Hey, man, a man's goings are of the Lord. I got another story I want to read to y'all. We definitely want to get into the precepts and get into the biblical stories, but I got another different story that I want to read to y'all. So this story is told of a king who had a close friend with whom he grew up. The friend had a habit of looking at every situation that ever occurred in his life, positive or negative, and remarking, "This is good." One day, the king and his friend were on a hunting expedition. The friend would load and prepare the guns for the king. In preparing one of the guns, the friend had apparently done something wrong, but after taking the gun from his friend, the king fired it and his thumb was blown. Examining the situation, the friend remarked as usual, "This is good." To which the king replied, "No, this is not good," and proceeded to send his friend to jail. About a year later, the king was hunting in a dangerous area where cannibals captured him and took him to their village. They tied his hands, stacked some wood, set up a stake, and bound him to it. As they approached to set fire to the wood, they noticed that the king was missing a thumb. Being superstitious, they never ate anyone that was less than whole. So after untying the king, they sent him on his way. As he returned home, he was reminded of the event that had taken his thumb and felt remorse for his treatment of his friend. He went immediately to the jail and spake with his friend. "You were right," he said. "It was good that my thumb was blown off." And he proceeded to tell the friend all that had just happened. "And so I am very sorry for sending you to jail for so long. It was bad for me to do this." "No," his friend replied, "this is good." "What do you mean, this is good? How could it be good that I sent my friend to jail for a year? If I had not been in jail, I would have been with you." And he would have got 8. Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom.
Shalom, shalom. Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shabbat. What's going on out of here?
Shalom, shalom. Hey, listen, situations might not always seem pleasant while we're in them, but the promise of the Most High God is clear. If we love him and live our lives according to his precepts, even that which seemed to be bleak and hopeless will be turned by the Most High God for his glory and our benefit. Hold on, because the Most High God is faithful. The author of this story, I definitely didn't make this story. But listen, man, this is a real story to show that literally man's goings are of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? If the Most High God had didn't send his friend to jail, didn't allow the king to get his thumb to get blown off, the king might have got 8, his friend might have got 8. You know what I'm saying? But through situations that happen in your life, you might not realize that it could be horrible right now. But at the end of the day, it could be amazing.
Cool.
But it's the process. The process don't start at the peak or at victory. Sometimes it starts at the lowest point that you can be.
Cool.
Let me get Isaiah. Got a precept.
Let me get good. Jeremiah 29:11. We're gonna read through 13. Jeremiah 29:11. Go ahead.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 29 and verse 11, and it reads, "For I know the thoughts that I have towards you, saith Yahweh, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end."
Right. So Haran was saying, like, your beginning can start when you're at a low place, man. And earlier he was saying how you might even not have faith anymore, or you might start to fall off from the faith, right? But the Most High said he knows who you are, right? He wants you to have a great and expected end, right? Keep reading.
Verse 12, "Then shall ye call upon me, and ye shall go and pray unto me, and I will hearken unto you."
You know, and when we feel like we going into that state of mind or state of being, we have to pray unto the Most High, man. Like I said earlier, gather around people to where they will pray for you, man. Right? Gather around people that's gonna put you in the right mindset to get you going in the right direction, right? So you don't feel lost or you don't feel like you falling off, right? Read.
Verse 13, "And ye shall seek me and find me when ye shall search for me with all your heart.
And that's what we got to do. We got to search the Most High with all our heart. So if we doing that, we doing what the title of the class is. We trust in the process, right? We can be at the lowest state, but we know if we constantly keeping His word, praying, having a relationship, talking to the Most High God, we can go ahead and trust the process, because that's all He's saying throughout the entire Bible. Trust Him. Keep the commandments. You're going to be prosperous. You know what I'm saying? Pray to Him. If my people repent and come back to me, He'll forgive. And like Aaron said, the grace, right? He'll have grace upon us, So I yield there.
Hey, let me get Isaiah 58 and matter of fact, I'm gonna hold on to that. Let's go to First Maccabees 2 and 50. We're gonna read down to 64. I want to touch on some, because this right here kind of these verses kind of encompasses a lot of stories that I'm looking at. We're talking about trusting the process. A lot of these mothers and people in the scriptures literally trusted the process in their document. And instead of us going through each particular story one by one, it gives a synopsis of people's zeal and faith, and what I'm saying, just believing in the Most High. Bring it to remembrance of these stories. Let's get that. Start there.
It's the book of First Maccabees chapter 2 and starting at verse 50, and it reads, Now therefore, my sons, be ye zealous for the law, and give your lives for the covenant of your fathers. Call to remembrance what acts our fathers did in their time, so shall ye receive great honor and with an everlasting name. Was not Abraham found faithful in temptation, and it was imputed unto him for righteousness?
Hey, Salakia. So listen, we talked about Noah, right? Abraham, the very next example of someone who trusted the process. He got called out of his land, away from his family, to go to a whole different land. He got told that he was going to have a child. Listen, he decided not to trust the process and had a baby, by his handmaid. God said, no, trust the process. That child is not the child that I want you to have. And your wife, who's 90-something, 87, how old was Lucky? I can't remember right now. But however old she was, she's gonna have a child.
Right.
Like listen, man, it's not for your glory to have a baby with a woman that I know can give birth. Nah, it's somebody who has having problems her whole life giving birth. I'm gonna show you my majesty. I'm talking about. I'm gonna show you His majesty through a situation that seems almost, that never can happen. Seems like a miracle. That's the power that I'm gonna show you.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So trusting the process. He was willing to sacrifice Isaac. Trust, and listen, me and y'all was talking about this earlier the other day. Trust in the process. If y'all know the story, he launched a war, to save Lot when Lot got captured.
Mm-hmm.
If y'all don't know that story, maybe we gotta get into it one of these days. Abraham was not a punk. He wasn't a chump. He raised up an army and went to war, and won. And then gave majority of the stuff that he got back to because they conquered Sodom and Gomorrah, gave it back to the people. After he gave Melchizedek, the Most High God, through Melchizedek, he gave him his share. You know what I'm saying? He showed us how we're supposed to get our tithes and offerings. He gave back to the people. We'll get into that story one of these days. We get into that story if y'all don't know. But my bad. Continue on to read.
Verse 53. Joseph, in the time of his distress, kept the commandment and was made Lord of Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
Phineas, our father, in being zealous and fervent, obtained the covenant of an everlasting priesthood.
Hey, y'all don't know who Phineas is, man. Y'all better go study up on Phineas. Phineas wasn't no joke, man. Hey, listen, they was out there having sex with women in Baal Peor, worshiping idols, having sex with Moabite women. Yo, Most High God said, yo, kill these people. Phineas took a sword, started killing them straight up. Ain't playing no game. You know what? I'm gonna trust this process. Most I God say move, I'm gonna move.
Right.
Come on, let's move on.
God, verse 55. Joshua fulfilling the word was made a judge in Israel. Caleb, for bearing witness before the congregation, received the heritage of the land.
Hey, Salakia, before we move on from there, right? I just want to say this right here. A lot of people in the wilderness didn't trust the process. And that's apparent because nobody over the age of 20, but Joshua and Caleb made it out of the wilderness.
God.
You know what I'm saying? Who came from Egypt, made it out. A lot of people got killed in that wilderness, man. People wanted to overthrow Moses. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people got put to death because they could not understand and trust the process of the Most High God.
Patience.
But at the end of the day, what happened? They got the land, they got the promises. They was overthrowing giants.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? All cities, Jericho, that stood for hundreds of years, that didn't get knocked down, they overthrew all of them. I was thinking about David, but I was thinking about the story of Gideon. You know, Gideon and the true 300.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Gideon trusted the process, went out there, and the Most High God said, you got too many people. Send the people that's scared home. You know what I'm saying? He went to go drink water. He was like, nah, man, you drinking with your mouth. Nah, y'all going home.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm going to send y'all home too. I don't need that many people. Then when they went to war, they didn't even have to fight.
Right.
They didn't even have to fight.
So Salakia, you know, the same thing happened in the Maccabees, right? When I think it's chapter 4 or 5. Yeah, he sent the people home that were scared, that had wives and didn't want to fight. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you read that at Maccabees chapter 3. Chapter 3, that's where it is. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, but go ahead, continue on with this. Where we was at?
God, not one. Verse 57. David, for being merciful, possessed the throne of an everlasting kingdom. Elias, for being zealous and fervent for the law, was taken up into heaven.
Elijah. But go ahead.
Ananias, Azarias, and Misael, for believing, were saved out of the flame.
Hey, listen, I want to talk about them a little later too. I ain't gonna hold you because that is one of the major stories of trusting a process. You got thrown into an oven, bro.
Right.
An oven.
Man.
You don't have faith in the Most High. In that period of time, man, you are a bagel. You are a bag boy, a loaf of bread. It's like, no, you're nothing at that point. But my bad. Let's get through this.
God, verse 60. Daniel, for his innocency, was delivered from the mouth of lions. And thus consider ye throughout all ages that none that put their trust in him shall be overcome. Fear not then the words of a sinful man, for his glory shall be dung and worms.
Yeah. Hey, listen, a lot of times, man, those spirits try to come in there. Other people that's laden with sin or filled with sin or in iniquity try to get in there. Other nations want to get into what you got going. But the Most High God, not. Then the words of a sinful man. Anybody who tries to come and try to take you away from the process that you're trusting in with the Most High, what are their words? For his glory shall be.
Says, fear not then the words of a sinful man, for his glory shall be as dung and worms.
If you don't know what dung is, that thing that you leave in that bowl when your stomach
God.
You know what I'm saying? Worms, when you dead, the worms go into your body. But go ahead, continue that up.
God, verse 63. Today he shall be lifted up, and tomorrow he shall not be found, because he is returned into the dust, and his thought is come to nothing.
Last verse.
Wherefore, ye my sons, be valiant and show yourselves men in the behalf of the law, for by it shall ye obtain glory.
All right, so valiant. So valiant. So through your process, man, you gotta stay true to the process. So, can you pull that up for me? Valiant, what valiant is? I know we can't see it in the Apocrypha, but you can pull it up. And I think I want it in the New Testament if possible. Can you do it? Do I have to?
Yeah. I got it.
I think I want it in the New Testament.
Let's see. You want the definition?
Yeah, biblical.
All right. Let me share my screen real quick. I went to the King James Bible Dictionary. Valiant. Can you see that?
Got another one. I can see it.
Let me get the Hebrew 34 is what I want, I think. Oh no, I wanted the what's name, the blue letter.
Oh, the blue letter.
We can look at this quick. What does this say?
God, it says valiant. First definition is primarily strong, vigorous in body, as a valiant fencer, brave, courageous, intrepid in danger, heroic as a valiant soldier.
Yeah. So the point is, I still kind of want it though. Let me make sure this is what I want. The point is though, through a process of a war, because we are fighting a war, right? You're fighting a spiritual war. You know what I'm saying? We all literally fighting a war. So through the process of a war, what soldiers do you know give up? What soldiers do you know give in? What soldiers do you know when they're in a firefight or things are really hard for them, they go run home and they call their mama?
Right.
Yep.
Hey, yeah. So let me show you what I want. This is I think I can do it. Pull yours down real quick. Let me show this. My bad, y'all. I'm taking too long with this. Can y'all see this? Can y'all see my screen?
Yep.
So this is. Say it again.
Yeah, I can see it. I don't want to go ahead.
All right. So this is Hebrews 11. I want to say 34. The word. Can you read that right there? Really, I want verse 2. I mean, I want number 2. Just read outline of biblical uses. You can just read that.
God, outline of biblical usage says strong, mighty, of living beings, strong either in body or in mind, of one who has strength of soul to sustain the attacks of Satan, strong and therefore exhibiting many excellences.
So that's what I wanted right there. That's what I wanted right there. And you can continue to read that word right there. I like that word, firm. I like that word right there. Can you read? Continue to read.
Faded out just a little bit. I don't want. Can you say that again?
Say continue to read.
Okay, Khan. 2, on inanimate things, strong, violent, forcibly uttered, firm, sure.
So I like those terms, firm and sure. But number 2 right there is what I really want about pulling this out. Of one who has strength of soul to sustain the attacks of Satan. Literally, yo, your process is not going to be an easy one. You might be blessed to have an easy process to get to point A to point B. But the true refinement, you know what I'm saying? The true things you have to go through, all of the examples that they gave in that first Maccabees chapter 20, 50 through 64, all the examples of the mighty men, you know what I mean? All of these examples are people who went through things and stood firm. You know what I'm saying? Who was strong to attack, strong enough to not fall for the temptations, and had enough strength, spiritual strength to sustain the attacks of Satan. Those things, man, being valiant, it's not just about, you know what I'm saying, and you got good hand-to-hand skills, you could bust your gun. It's not about all of that. Like, I got my KJV, and it's not all about all of that sometimes. Sometimes it's standing sure on what it is that you believe.
Come on, Salakia, I got a precept for you. Go to Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 1. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 1.
It's the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5 and verse 1, and it reads, "Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him, and made no account of his labors.
Go ahead.
When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they looked for."
So all these people that's you know, whether it's your job or, you know, friends, family or whatnot, right? All these people that afflict you, if you trust the process, you trust the Most High, at some point they're gonna see that, damn, this brother, this sister has stayed consistent. This brother, this sister hasn't tarried from doing what the Most High is, you know, is having them to do. They're keeping feast days. They're keeping the Sabbath, right? They're seeing that the stuff that you doing is strange to them, but they're going to see that you're going to prosper on the other end of that. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be a point where everything's going to reverse in a sense, right? Keep reading.
Hey, so like real quick, right? Real quick, right? Sometimes you staying true to the process has somebody else looking at you. For example, right? A sister wearing a dress. For real quick, right? My bad. For a sister wearing a dress, right? Or covering herself and dressing nice. Sometimes somebody might take heed to that look. Like, damn, why they moving like that? Why they acting like that? Why they don't celebrate Thanksgiving and Christmas? Why they moving this way? And the process for you might start a process for them. Go ahead, though. Go ahead. Finish what you were saying.
God, in verse 3, "And they, repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit, shall say within themselves, This was he whom we had sometimes in derision, and a proverb of reproach. We fools accounted his life madness, and his end to be without honor. How is he numbered among the children of God, and his lot is among the saints?"
Con, man, and this happened all the time, man. Brothers will like Aharon's man been teaching, trust the process, right? We got to trust the process, because it's like what I think it's in Jeremiah when it says that our fathers have inherited lies. This is the same thing. We going through this. They seeing us struggle. They putting us through all this stuff, and at some point, like I said, they're gonna be like, "Damn, these was the chosen people. Damn, these was the people that, you know, God put above everybody. You see how they acting. You see how they keeping the commandments and so forth, right? They're gonna be the ones that's calling themselves fools." Right? But again, at the end of the day, the whole lesson is about trusting the process of getting through everything that you're going through, man. So yeah, that was Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, 1 through 5.
Hey, Salakia, real quick testimony for you guys, man. So, you know, my brothers, y'all know my mom had recently passed back in October. Before that actually happened or whatnot, for years leading up to that, I'll say about maybe a good 5 years, but prior, I've been talking to my mom about the same stuff and the truth, and she was a Christian. You know, she kind of was in that whole church thing, and of course, you know, things that happened within her life that kind of drew her away, but she never lost faith in who Christ was. So as I was leading my life in the truth and changing my life over and not celebrating holidays, you know, just doing things here and there in regards to what the Bible was saying in the law, my mom slowly started to see the changes that was going on in my life. And I'm proud to say that before she passed away, she changed her life over and believed in the truth. So, you know, in that particular case, I took some solstice in the fact that my mom changed her life in those lasting moments that I had with her. So for some of you out here who feel as though, like, you know, the things it is that you're doing, it's not being looked at, trust me, people are looking at you. They're looking at how you're leading your life. They're looking at how you're doing certain things in regards to this Bible. And if you actually believe what the Bible says and you doing those things can help to change them around and change them into coming to truth. So to all those that are out here currently that are doing this, don't lose hope, because it can happen for your family members. It can happen for some of your best friends. If you're being serious about this, you can help change their lives and bring them to the knowledge of the truth. I yield.
That's a mighty testimony, man. What I was talking about, and what I kind of want to hit on that subject again towards the end of the class. But mighty testimony, but Most High God will do it. So your process that you're going through might not just be for you. You got to take that into consideration also. You know what I'm saying? When you praying, how you handle your process. Ooh, that's hard. I can't even front. That's hard. That's hard for me because I'll be having a hard time handling that. Especially lately. But how you handle your process can affect people around you. And it affects their process. Sometimes healing is a process. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes focus and work is a process. Like, it's so many different processes that we have to go through. And when you're with people you care or around people that's in your life, we affect one another. Sometimes the processes, you know what I'm saying, cross over. So we got to be careful and wonder, worry, or consider it. Maybe it's the better word. Consider people that's close to you and what they're going through. I want to read you out a story. Another one of the stories that I wanted to bring out, right? So, dealing with the process. A process is a series of actions and steps taken in order to achieve a particular end. So, when I think about a process, I'm reminded of a story about the Chinese bamboo tree. The tree begins as a nut planted in soil and must be watered and fertilized every single day for 5 years before it finally breaks through the ground.
Wow.
At that time, it spreads out its roots. And if at any time the watering or the fertilization stops, the process stops, the Chinese bamboo tree dies in the ground. But in that 5th year, the bamboo tree finally breaks through the ground and grows to live nearly 90 feet tall in just 6 weeks.
Damn.
Yeah, when it breaks through the ground in 6 weeks, the bamboo tree can grow nearly 90 feet tall. The tree must take 5 years of developing a strong, deep, wide root system so it doesn't topple over when it's grown.
All praise.
I don't know about y'all, man, but we tend to, I don't know about y'all, but I know I do. We tend to get frustrated when we don't get that 5-year results immediately.
Right.
I need my money and I need it now. We tend to get frustrated, right? We get the result immediately. The truth is, though, that the process is essential. Everyone, like a child, has to go through the potty training process. You know what I'm saying? Being able to crawl before they walk. Everyone must go through the process to get the results. The question is, will you allow the waiting to develop you, or will you give up and not make it through your trial or even topple over?
Right.
That's a question I got for every one of us, man. That's the question I got for myself. Are you going to be impatient through the process, impatient through the trial? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I want to go to the book of Ruth. I want to read the whole first chapter. Right? If you aren't familiar, and I know most of y'all are, if you aren't familiar with the book of Ruth, right? Just want to touch on a few key points. Ruth is married to Naomi's son, and we're gonna read that in chapter 1. Right? It's not a long chapter. But a famine strikes the land, and the son dies. And Ruth decides to stay with her mother-in-law, Naomi. She cares for her. She travels with her. She works with her. She in the field. You know what I'm saying? And she decides, listen, I want to be with your people and serve your God. Ruth, according to what we teach, is not an Israelite. So she makes the conscious decision that I'm going to serve your God and be with you and your people and live by your customs. This is what I want to do. And in that work, matter of fact, let's read some of this. And we're going to get to it. I don't know. Do we need to read this account? You need to read this account.
Say it again.
You need to read this account.
I mean, we can, people that might need a refresher, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I want to break down how this is a process. She wasn't an Israelite, but she trusted the process. She lost her husband.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But let's go. Let's get it.
Where do you want to start from, other one?
We're gonna start from the top.
From the top.
Yeah, I'm gonna get there with you because we might jump around a little bit.
It's the book of Ruth, chapter 1, starting at the top. Now it came to pass in the days when the judges ruled that there was a famine in the land, and a certain man of the Bethlehem, Judah, went to sojourn in the country of Moab, he and his wife and his 2 sons. And the name of the man was Elimelech, and the name of his wife Naomi, and the name of his 2 sons Mahlon and Chilion, Ephrathites of Bethlehem, Judah. And they came into the country of Moab and continued there. And Elimelech, Naomi's husband, died, and she was left and her 2 sons. And they took them wives of the women of Moab, and the name of the one was Orpah, and the name of the other Ruth. And they dwelled there about 10 years. And Mahlon and Chilion died also, both of them. And the woman was left, and her 2 sons and her husband. Then she arose with her daughters-in-law, that she might return from the country of Moab, for she had heard in the country of Moab how that Yahweh had visited his people in giving them bread. Wherefore she went forth out of the place where she was, and her 2 daughters-in-law with her. And they went on their way to return unto the land of Judah. And Naomi said unto her 2 daughters-in-law, Go, return each to her mother's house. Yahweh deal kindly with you, as ye have dealt with the dead and with me.
Hey, Slack it. So listen, man, Naomi had sons, her husband, everybody, all of them died. And she got these 2, the husband's wives, and she like, yo, go back to your people. And I pray that my God will kindly with you. Y'all hear the story, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's get more into it, because we're gonna prove that how trusting the process is important. Right?
Time. Verse 9. And Yahweh grant you that ye may find rest, each of you in the house of her husband. Then she kissed them, and they lifted up their voice and wept. And they said unto her, surely we will return with thee unto thy people. And Naomi said, turn again, my daughters. Why will ye go with me? Are there yet any more sons in my womb, that they may be your husbands? Turn again, my daughters, go your way, for I am too old to have an husband. If I should say I have hope, if I should have an husband also tonight, and should also bear sons, would ye tarry for them till they were grown? Would ye stay for them from having husbands? Nay, my daughters, for it grieveth me much for your sakes that the hand of Yahweh is gone out against me. And they lifted up their voice and wept again. And Orpah kissed her mother-in-law, but Ruth clave unto her. And she said, behold, thy sister-in-law is gone back unto her people and unto her gods. Return thou after thy sister-in-law. And Ruth said, entreat me not to leave thee, or to return from following after thee. For whither thou goest, I will go, and where thou lodgest, I will lodge. Thy people shall be my people, and thy God my God.
Listen, that verse right there is so profound to me. Even people of the other nations, man, can trust the process. You know what I'm saying? They can understand and trust the process. The Most High God is with you. Yo, listen, I married your sons. I'm gonna be loyal and faithful and follow after your ways. I'm gonna be underneath I'm gonna underneath another woman. A lot of women can't deal with that. A lot of women can't deal with that. As a woman, I'm gonna be under another woman and allow you to direct me and move me in the way of how I should move. That's Naomi is the responsibility and the responsibility of Titus. Like an elder woman should teach the younger woman how to move. The younger woman should follow the ways of an elder statesman, an elder woman who's been through it.
Right.
So both of these are processes. You know what I'm saying? From the older dealing with the situation, giving them the opportunity to go back to their peoples, to the younger cleaving. These are processes that they're both going through. You know? At the end of the day, right? Because we could keep in all of this. But at the end of the day, she meets Boaz. Yo, they fell in love. You know what I'm saying? Look, they had another family. If you get into the story, they had another family member that didn't even want to marry her.
Yep.
God.
You know what I'm saying? But Boaz loved her. You know what I'm saying? Yo, this is the story of patience. This is a story of perseverance. This is a story of trusting the process. If y'all really get into this whole Ruth account, really, because if you understand, like I understand, these people, Ruth and Boaz, are one of the great grandfathers to David and Solomon and that lineage. You know what I'm saying? These people came together to produce a king after the Most High God's own heart, one of the greatest kings Israel there was.
That's right.
The greatest king of Israel outside of Christ. You know what I'm saying? Let me get Psalms 37 and 4 and 5.
Guys, the book of Psalms, chapter 37 and verse 5.
Let me get 4.
Commit, God. Verse 4. Delight thyself also in Yahweh, and he shall give thee the desires of thine heart.
Hey, you know what? One thing, like at one point that I wanted to make, and I got it written down, I just skip right over. When you go back and read the book of Ruth, it was spiritual. She was in there sowing seeds. She was working the earth, working the ground with Naomi, sowing seeds and planting. We just talk about the bamboo tree, right? She was waiting for that to grow. What she did was she sowed a seed when she helped Naomi cleave unto our people and decided to make our God her God. She sowed seeds through all of that process. And what she reaped was a husband. I just had to bring that out, man. because I feel like that was major. If y'all go into the account, that was really major. And the delight thyself also in the Lord, and he shall give the desires. He shall give thee the desires of thy heart. Go ahead, read verse 5 for me.
Verse 5, commit thy way unto Yahweh, trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass.
Hey, yo, she committed her way to the Lord. I'm going to commit my way to follow after your God. He's going to be my God. And all of those that you want, those heart desires, those things that you might not even particularly vocalize, the Most High God, you know what I'm saying, will make it happen. I gotta touch on this, you know what I'm saying? And I've taught a whole lesson on this, and I'm not gonna hit every point on this either. But we got to touch on the book of Susanna. If you ain't gonna tell me that Susanna ain't touched the process, ain't trust the process, you know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna tell me that.
Man, if you don't know about Susanna, man, you better go read up on her. You better go read the
we talk about sisters right here, right now, right? Ruth, Susanna. Let's hit 1 through 12 in the book of chapter 1, 1 through 12 in the book of Susanna.
This is the book of Susanna, chapter 1, verse 1. There dwelt a man in Babylon called Joachim, and he took a wife whose name was Susanna, a daughter of Chelseas, a very fair woman, and one that feared the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Her parents also were righteous and taught their daughter according to the law of Moses. Now Jehoiakim, I can never say his name. Now Jehoiakim was a great rich man and had a fair garden joining unto his house, and to him resorted the Jews, because he was more honorable than all others. The same year were appointed 2 of the ancients of the people to be judges, such as the Lord spake of, that wickedness came from Babylon from ancient judges, who seemed to govern the people.
All right, so Slakia. So what's happening here, right? You got a man named Jehoiakim, right? Joachim. He had a wife named Susanna. Beautiful woman. He was a rich man. They had it going on. They had a beautiful house, gardens, pools. You know what I'm saying? And coming out of Babylon, like in Babylon, matter of fact, they was living in their captivity. You know what I'm saying? So listen, sometimes the process don't hit you. You know what I'm saying? When you are low, sometimes the process really hits you when you living it up. Pockets fat, house paid for. You know what I'm saying? You got the beautiful sister, you got the handsome husband, sis. You know what I'm saying? Things are going your way. You know what I'm saying? You think you made it out the mud. You living good. But you know what? The process might start then. You know what I'm saying? Right. So hit verse 8.
Verse 8. And the 2 elders saw her going in every day and walking, so that their lust was inflamed toward her. Mm-hmm. And they perverted their own mind and turned away their eyes, that they might not look unto heaven, nor remember just judgments.
So listen, man, these 2 elders were so caught up in lust. They were going through their own process. They figured out they was tempted in their own minds. Listen, she don't want you. She not trying to tempt you. She ain't coming to you dead in front of you, flirting with you. No, you got it in your mind that you want to go to this brother's house and get that brother's wife, hide in that brother's gardens, watch that brother's wife bathe. You want to rely on that system. You want to do all of that. You got your own process. You know what I'm saying? A process of lust to the point where you can't even figure out righteous judgment. You're supposed to be judges. That's crazy, right? See how lust will take you out? You see, yo. Go ahead. What verse are we on?
Verse 10.
Go ahead.
And albeit they both were wounded with her love, yet durst not one shew another his grief. Verse 11. For they were ashamed to declare their lust that they desired to have to do with her. Yet they watched diligently from day to day to see her.
Yo, they stalked her. Drop down to verse 19 for me.
19. Now when the maids were gone forth, the two elders rose up and ran into her, saying, Behold, the garden doors are shut, that no man can see us, and we are in love with thee. Therefore consent unto us and lie with us.
You know the ill thing about it? The ill, not only ill, like, 'cause I'm from New York, so ill is like crazy, like different, like dang, that's ill. But ill, like ugh. Like the ill thing about it is both them dudes wanted to sleep with. What, y'all gonna run a train? Like, what you doing? Right. Y'all gonna take turns? Like, what you doing, bro?
Oh, man.
I'm nasty, bro. Like, I don't know. I'm not into that. So, like, what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Verse 21. If thou wilt not, we will bear witness against thee that a young man was with thee, and therefore thou didst send away thy maids from thee.
But they gonna lie on you. If you don't let them run a train on you, we gonna lie on you.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, bro. What's going on with these people, man? Hey, you just keep watching Kathy Lungembo. You probably was hiding in the gardens too. Black Hebrew Israelism is the core. Get out of here.
Oh man.
Hey, if you just wanted a response, I gave it to you. I ain't responding no more. Yo, that's just wicked though, right?
Right.
It's just wicked. You hiding in the garden. You lying on it, sister. Like, I'm gonna set you up if you don't sleep with us. What? What's the difference in how to rate?
Yeah. Yep.
Well, go ahead. Hey, hold up. And you an elder in Israel, bro. That's adultery. You covetous and you're breaking all types of law. But yeah, go ahead.
Then Susanna sighed and said, I am straitened on every side, for if I do this thing, it is death unto me, and if I do it not, I cannot escape your hands. It is better for me to fall into your hands and not do it than to sin in the sight of the Lord.
Yo, if this ain't trying to process, I don't know what is. If this ain't ain't anything about this, we be knowing the scripture. We be knowing the steps. We be knowing what's right to do and what's wrong to do. In that moment, can we truthfully say we always choose the right thing? I can truthfully say in that moment that I don't always choose the right thing. I read the Bible, I teach the Bible, I pray with brothers, I pray with people, I try to do what's right in my life. But in the moments at times, I don't always do the right thing.
What?
You know what I'm
saying? Hey, Slakia, I always say this, man, but what monologue song say? Even with my fringes on, I'm a mess.
I'm a mess.
I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I mess up even with my fringes on, man. I hear that song and I just, man, it does something for me, man. If y'all haven't heard that song, man, look it up on iTunes. Monologue, Fringes On.
It's a good song, man.
Hey, but this going back to the word valiant. She didn't fight a war like she didn't have a spear and a sword and rode a horse. But what she did was she was valiant against the wills of Satan, against the wills of the devil, against deception. You know what I'm saying? And people who wasn't right in their spirit. She stood firm. What wasn't one of the definition? One of the words firm, sure in your belief. Yo, this woman was valiant. Man. What verse was we on?
22. No, wait. 23.
Yeah, that's right. We're in 23 out of one.
All right, read that again. I think you read that right, but go ahead.
It is better for me to fall into your hands and not do it than to sin in the sight of the Lord.
Uh-huh.
With that, Susanna cried with a loud voice, and the two elders cried out against her.
So she cried out and she made a complaint, right? She made a complaint about the situation that was happening, right? Drop down to verse 42 for me.
42. Then Susanna cried out with a loud voice and said, O everlasting God, that knowest the secrets and knowest all things before they be. Thou knowest that they have borne false witness against me, and behold, I must die. Whereas I never did such things as these men have maliciously invented against me.
Yo, she said, man, I must die, and the Most High God knows. And what's the next verse say?
And the Lord heard her voice.
Yo, listen, man, sometimes, man, we got to stand firm on what it is that we, you know what I'm saying, we believe in. Our faith, we got to trust the process and hope that the Most High God is going to hear us. Or even if we have to die for what we believe in, that's just the process we got to go through. That's just part of a process also. You know, the scriptures say that there's martyrs in heaven right now who die for their word and belief in Christ, who's sitting and giving white robes, who's sitting waiting for the other brothers to you know what I'm saying, for die for their belief in faith. You know what I'm saying? They believe in Christ. Yo, listen, man. You talking about the woman with the 7 sons? They died for what they believed in.
Right.
That's a process right there they went through. Let me hit 59 through 62 in this.
Then said Daniel unto him.
So Daniel, if y'all didn't know, if y'all know the story, Daniel was a young judge coming up during these periods of time. This is before he went to captivity. Daniel heard the cause and said, yo, y'all are blind, y'all not understanding the matter. And he judged the matter wisely. He used wise skills and abilities to judge the matter. And go ahead.
Daniel came in like Detective Mendez.
Yeah, right.
Detective Mendez, man. Verse 59. Then Daniel said unto him, well, thou hast also lied against thine own head, for the angel of God waiteth with the sword to cut thee in two, that he may destroy you. With that all the assembly cried out with a loud voice and praised God, who saveth them that trust in him. And they arose against the 2 elders, for Daniel had convinced them of false witness by their own mouth.
Convicted
them of false witness by their own mouth. According to the law of Moses, they did unto them in such sort as they maliciously intended to do their neighbor, and they put them to death. Thus the innocent blood was saved the same day.
Hey, look, man, I think that's a mighty story of trusting the process. Y'all want to get the whole story, go back to the book of Susanna and read the whole account, all of the judgment, everything that happened at the trial. Get into that, right? The Psalms 27:14 says, wait on the Lord and be of good courage, and he shall strengthen thine heart. Wait, I say, on the Lord. Man, a lot of times, man, we don't want to wait. We don't want to wait. Yo, man, the 3 holy children, who knows their real names? Who knows their Hebrew names? Chat, any one of y'all, like, don't go look it up. Don't go look it up in the chat. Antonio, what's the 3 holy children's real Hebrew name? Call them out. Who else up in here? DTA. Hey, same big. Shalom, man. Let's see. I see sisters in the chat. Who knows the 3 holy children's Hebrew name? Anyway, nobody gonna answer. Nobody gonna answer that question. Hey, listen, man. Without giving them names, right? I want one of y'all to give me the 3 names, right? Without giving the names, they were all companions. You know what I'm saying? Or Daniel. We just talking about Daniel. They was all went into captivity, Babylonian captivity with Daniel. And they all, according to my research, they were all from the tribe of Judah. Let me see. They were all taken to Babylonian captivity. Eventually, they were taken to the court of King Nebuchadnezzar. Nobody gonna answer that question. Goodness gracious. They was all taken to the king of Nebuchadnezzar. They were stripped of the Hebrew names and given Babylonian names, which honored pagan deities. Now, what's the Babylonian names?
You want us to answer?
What's the Babylonian names? Goodness gracious, come on, y'all. Y'all too. What's the Babylonian name?
Oh, right here, Daniel chapter 1.
I was in church back in the day. Y'all know. Hey, Khalid got the Babylonian names: Shadrach, Meshach, and Bad Negro.
And a bad Negro. Yep.
If you went to church, you heard that before.
Yep. Daniel.
Hey, I'm still looking for the Hebrew names though.
They're in the same verse. Daniel 1:7.
You know, I didn't even call it Daniel. Okay, Azariah. You got one. Come on, sis. That's what happens when I go to camp, man. My sister ain't where your husband at? Tell your husband to get up in here and answer some of the questions. Tell him to wake up. He ain't been putting that in the chat today or nothing.
Hey, mind you, we just read about those names back in Maccabees. That's another clue.
Yep.
Ooh. Hey, listen, we ain't gonna hold on this too much longer. I'm glad sis got one name. She searched. I guess she's trying to give everybody else an opportunity. Azariah.
Got one.
Mishael. And another Hananiah. There you go. She put Hananiah in there. Okay. I see y'all now. I names. Now y'all want to type them in. I see y'all now. It's okay. Hey, but look, man. King Nebuchadnezzar constructs a golden coat image of himself. Right? He constructs a big image, a golden image of himself, and he orders all the people to worship the image. So Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, they say, "No, we're not doing that. We're gonna defy the king's orders. We're not doing that." So they threw him in a oven, basically. They threw him in a oven. Let me get the prayer. Let me get the prayer of Azariah. The thing about it is, while they was in the oven, man, they did something miraculous. If you go into the story, they even turned the oven up.
Yeah.
Because they saw him still in there.
That's in Daniel 3, right?
Let me get prayer of Azariah 1:26.
So
they in this oven, man, and what they started doing was they started praying. It was in a furnace, I should say. And inside the furnace, man, Azariah, man, started praying for forgiveness, for sins. You know what I'm saying? And just thanking the Most High God, blessing the Most High God, right? So let me get prayer of Azariah, verse 26.
Hold up.
I send the apocryphal, y'all, if y'all don't know.
Yeah.
I started asking the people to name the 3 holy children. People jumped off the class. People was like,
oh man, that's funny.
I said, that's too much.
The 3 holy children. There we go.
Prayer of Azariah. I got it.
Verse 26, right?
Yeah.
It say, but the angel of the Lord came down into the oven together with Azarias and his fellows, and smote the flame of the fire out of the oven, and made the midst of the furnace as it has been a moist whistling wind, so that the fire touched them not at all, neither hurt nor troubled them.
They sat there and they praised the Most High God, man. They thanked the Most High God. They trust the Most High God in the process that they had to go through. This is an example of what we go through in our lives of being refined in the fire. The point is that it can't even hurt you when you believe.
Right.
The fire won't even touch you when you got enough faith and strength. You know what I'm saying? Hey, what happened to Peter? He could walk on water until he lost his faith and fell into the water.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Come on, read some more of this.
Verse 28. Then the three, as out of one mouth, praised, glorified, and blessed God in the furnace, saying, Blessed art thou, O Lord God of our fathers, and to be praised and exalted above all forever. And blessed is thy glorious and holy name, and to be praised and exalted above all forever.
Hey, drop down to 66. Let me get 66 and 67. Y'all read all of this when y'all get a chance. Read all of this. You know what I'm saying? Yo, that brother was praying. That brother was praying, man. Listen, I'm telling you, if you went to a fiery furnace and they turn their heat up, and all of a sudden you see a fourth person in there with you, and it feels like a cool breeze, or the heat gets subdued where it's not burning you, it's not hurting you.
Right.
You going to turn into a prayer warrior right then and there. I don't know about you, but I know I would. So listen, man, read that account when y'all get a chance. Would you say what?
I said, Salakia, even Nebuchadnezzar was like, I know we put 3 people in there, but I seen 4 people in the fire. You know what I'm saying? He was like, yo, who was the 4th person? You know, you gotta have that faith, man. Gotta have that faith, you know. And they didn't get burnt up. They didn't get burnt up. But verse 66. Wait.
Yeah, come on. Isaiah 43 and 2. But go ahead, 66 through 68.
Ananias, Azarias, and Mishael, bless ye the Lord. Praise and exalt him above all forever. For he hath delivered us from. Hold up. Slakia, sorry. Hold on, Slakia, excuse me. Hold up.
I read it. Prayer of Azariah, chapter 1, verse 66. Oh, Ananias, Azariah, and Mishael, bless ye the Lord. Praise and exalt him above all forever. For he hath delivered us from hell. And this is another scripture to show that hell is a condition. You know what I'm saying? He has delivered us from hell and saved us from the hand of death. Delivered us out of the midst of the furnace and burning flame. Even out of the midst of the fire hath he delivered us. Oh, give thanks unto the Lord, because he is gracious, for his mercy endureth forever. Oh, all ye that worship the Lord, bless the God of gods. Praise him and give him thanks, for his mercy endureth forever. Hey, yo, all praise to the Most High God, man. They How about let me get that Isaiah 43 too.
Gosh, the book of Isaiah, chapter 43 and verse 2. When thou passest through the waters, I will be with thee, and through the rivers, they shall not overflow thee. When thou walkest through the fire, thou shalt not be burned, neither shall the flame kindle upon thee.
Hey, man, it all comes to trusting the Most High God, man. You know what I'm saying? Trusting the Most High God, man. Trusting the Most High God in his process. Listen, I got so much I wanted to hit, but I want to make sure I touch on this, right? Patience and faith is key to understanding the lessons. Listen, through the process, you have lessons that you need to learn. And I've been learning this idea and concept. Actually, this was a whole different lesson. And I still might teach this lesson differently. But through your process, you have to identify the lessons that the God is trying to teach you. There's a reason why you keep on taking lefts. Because you're not on the right road. You got off the road. So you know what? You got to take a left and take another left and take another left to get you back on the road. This is a lesson that you need to learn. There's a reason why X, Y, and Z is happening. Learn the lesson behind it. You know what I'm saying? Let me get Hebrews 11. Let's get that real quick. One of the biggest lessons, two of the biggest lessons is having patience and having faith and dealing with trust in the process.
It's the book of Hebrews, chapter 11 and verse 4. By faith, Abel offered unto God a more... Say that again, Adawan.
Verse 1.
Verse 1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen.
Hey, listen, faith is the substance of things hoped for. I hope to make it into the kingdom. I'm not seeing it right now, but I see it in the word and I see it in the Most High God's promise. I'm hoping and I have faith in these things, man. You know, you hit verse 6 for me.
Verse 6. But without faith, it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh unto Yahweh must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him.
Hey, without faith, man, how can you please the Most High? Without faith, you know what's going to happen? The process is going to be, it's going to be worse than ever. You're going to fall out of his grace. You're going to fall out of the refinement that he's trying to put you through. You won't obtain victory. You will not obtain victory without that faith. It's impossible to believe him. And you got to believe that he is. We talked about this earlier. You got to believe that he is omnipotent. He has all power in his hands. He knows all. You got to believe all of that. You got to believe that he can make a way out of no way. He can give you a water in the middle of a desert. You got to believe that. He can save you out of a fiery furnace. You believe that? Do you believe it? Ask yourself that. Do you believe it? Listen, man, I've been struggling through my trials. I know brothers have too. You know what I'm saying? I don't know everybody's story. When I say brothers, I mean my sisters too. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes down to it, are you falling back on your faith or the lack thereof? Are you falling back on your belief or the lack thereof? It's too many times that I felt on the lack thereof. Christ says, man, if you got faith as a mustard seed, you can move mountains.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I realized? That my faith won't even come to the grain of a mustard seed.
Salakia. You know, just we keep reading, talking about the faith of like Abraham, right? Abraham had so much faith that he was about to kill Isaac for the Most High.
That's
right.
How many of y'all would do that? How is that's a hard one, man. You know what I'm saying? How many of y'all have so much faith in the Most High that if you heard a voice or a spirit or it just came over you and told you, I need you to kill your son for me. I need you to kill your daughter for me. How many of y'all would do that? That's a hard thing to think about, and it's a hard thing to try to put in perspective how much faith Abraham had. You know what I'm saying? I yield there.
Hey, listen, those whole things, right? The whole account, this whole in Hebrews 11 starts talking about all the different people who have faith. I mean, all the different people, all the different situations. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. You read that too when you get a chance, right? But you know, faith and patience goes hand in hand. Yo, I'm gonna tell y'all this. I'm gonna tell y'all a secret about it. And I ain't over shit. I am not a patient person. That's a secret. That's the secret about it. I don't have enough patience. But I do pray that the Most High increases my faith so I can make it to the end, right? But think about this. If you trying to have faith to make it to the end, that means I need to increase my patience too. If I don't have patience, my faith is kind of, iffy. That's why faith ain't growing like how it should. That's why I don't have it. It's not as bold. That's why I'm not moving mountains out of my way. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm impatient. I'm an impatient person. Like I said earlier, I want it. We're living in a instant gratification world. I got everything at my fingertips. I was talking. Remember you used to have to look things up in the encyclopedia.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an old man. I'm not talking about old stuff. Remember, hey, come on, know what I'm talking about. Support know what I'm talking about. Remember, you used to have to go to the library and go through microfiche and put stuff on the little thing and look it up. I don't know about it. It's the fingertips now, right? Everything.
Right.
You don't have to look up a news article from 1966 on your tablet on your phone. You used to have to go to the library and look it up, and it'd be in this little thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking? You look it up and it's like black and white. You change the thing, they go ding, change the next one comes up. That's that old people stuff right there. Yo, listen, this world has changed my thought process. Now I got instant meals. I pop in the microwave and I got a whole meal in 30 seconds. 30 seconds. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gotta bake no bread. Remember, we used to make cakes, bro. I don't know about y'all. You make cakes with your parents and take your time and eat the batter.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Now when I'm in Publix, let me get a slice of cake. Slice of cake. You make a whole cake. Now you get a slice of cake. You paying for it. I want it now. I ain't
for $7.
For $7. $17.99. I'm gonna get a slice of cake.
Oh,
and you had something to say?
No, go ahead. You got it.
Okay, kind. All right, so faith and patience. I know I was just messing with y'all, but faith and patience go hand in hand. And I know I identify myself as a patient person. I do pray to have faith to make it to the end. I know that patience is just one of many things that the Most High God wants me to learn. We talk about lessons, right? Patience is a lesson that we all need to learn to endure the trial that you're going through. Let's hit James 1:4. Let's go to whoever's not getting that. Let's get the book of Galatians chapter 5 and 22.
You said James 1:4?
1 verses 3 and 4.
Oh, 3 and 4. It's James chapter 1, verse 3. Knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience. But let patience have her perfect work, that ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing.
Hey, the trying of your faith, right? When you get your faith tried, it literally is your patience, because it's what you're going through in the long run. This instance is part of the process. Whatever's happening to you, whether it's health, financial, loss of loved ones, all those things are part of a process. But the process is long. You feel me? It's not just happening right here. It's not that instance and another instance that's happening a year later is part of an overall process.
Mm-hmm.
Patience, learning patience, dealing with your faith. It just strengthens you through this overall process. We gotta look at it like that, man. Like we used to say, we run a marathon, not a sprint.
Right.
You run fast as you can. You know what's going to happen in a marathon? You're going to get tired.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to need a drink of water. You're going to want to sit down. You know what I'm saying? You might want to give up. Like, yo, listen. No, next year. I'll be ready next year for that. Ain't doing that. We ain't doing this no more. You know what I'm saying? But we got to understand, man, it's the trial and the patience. It makes you and brings you to what is verse 4 says, let patience have a perfect work, that ye may be perfect. These things are bringing you to perfection. So you won't have to want anything because you're already endured and been through it. I've seen it all, and I've been through it. I've been through the trial. I'm just saying, this is what we need to be at. You know what I'm saying? Patience is developed over time. And I continue to learn this lesson too. When we talk about the fruits of the Spirit, they're literally constructed around patience and faith. Let's hit that real quick. Galatians 5:22 and 23.
The book of Galatians, chapter 5, and verse 22, Adawan.
And 23.
Kind. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. Against such there is no law.
Let me tell you something about love, right? If you don't have patience with somebody you love, you're going to get frustrated because they get on your nerves. You know what I'm saying? Shaquai about to say too much, Shaquai.
I ain't gonna say nothing, man. I ain't gonna say nothing.
If you can't find some joy, you know what I'm saying, in the situation that you're dealing with, in your patience, peace. You can find peace. Long suffering is definitely talking about that. And in your patience, right? Gentleness, because man, I want to put hands on somebody. You know what I'm saying? I want to put hands on someone, man. You know, gentleness is a part of working on your patience also. You know what I'm saying? Goodness. Man, listen. Sometimes I've thought about putting the mask back on time. Like, I can't do that, man. I'm a living a good man. I'm a good man. Gotta tell myself that. I'm a good man. You know what I'm saying? I'm a good guy. You know, faith, meekness, being humble. A lot of brothers, men, a lot of sisters forget about that humility. You know what I'm saying? You know, the meek shall inherit the kingdom of heaven. When we throw that humility out the window, when we try to get away from it sometimes, you know what I mean? We not allowing the process to take its truth. You know what I'm saying? We throwing out.
Yeah.
Like, it's giving you a guideline on how to make it to the kingdom. And a lot of us, you can't tell me nothing. You got that spirit. Don't tell me nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, let's keep it 100. Let's keep it 100. A lot of brothers don't even want to hear what their wives got to say.
Yeah.
Don't want to hear what their women in their lives got to say. Even if it's beneficial to their health or wealth or overall well-being. You know what I'm saying? And in order to move like this, we got to have a sense of meekness and temperance. Being able to move with the flow of things. You know what I'm saying? Being hot or cold. Having good temper, a control of your temper.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And against these things, there's no law against moving in none of these ways. You know? Let me get Titus 2:1. We moving to the end, y'all. We moving to the end. Dang, I really wanted to get into this, but I'm gonna touch this. I'm gonna skip over a few things. And because I don't want to hold y'all all day. I feel like this is a good class today, y'all. I don't know about y'all. Put a chat if y'all have been rocking with this lesson. Trust the process. I ain't gonna front. I got more. I might have to do a part 2 or you know what I'm saying? You know, you don't think every day. Because I feel like it's so much to talk about. I got 1 sermon, man. I'm gonna do a part 2. Only got 1 sermon. And that probably came from you. Quiet. I got two 7s. Okay. All right. I see y'all. Now I'm major.
What are brothers in the chat, man?
Where the brothers at? Where all the brothers and soldiers at, man?
Oh, y'all need coming through. Hey, listen, we most of the brothers in the chat. You know that, right? Peer pressure.
Man, for real. My man Ernest.
Okay, kind. Let me read this real quick, right? And we get into that Titus. Yo, when we face the delay, right? It's an opportunity to choose to act maturely with patience, or like a toddler with a childish tantrum. When we are patient and spiritually mature in the midst of a trial, we're able to understand that the Most High is working for our good and molding us into the person He wants us to become. And the situation, molding us and the situation for the best overall outcome. You know what I'm saying? When we move like a child, we can't get that lesson. Y'all understand what I'm saying? We can't get that lesson that the Most High is molding us and moving us. Not just you, but the situation. It might be a whole nother moving that He gotta move before you can move, or else y'all will collide. You ever see that little game where the buses is all and you move the bus out of the way before you can get to the next one? You ever seen that game before? You gotta move them out of the way. So some things gotta be moved out of the way before you could progress. You stuck in this progress or in this part of the video game, you know what I'm saying? Because you ain't, the other party ain't moved yet. It's enough situation ain't developed yet. You know what I'm saying? There's no level 2 for you right now. Go ahead, Shaquan.
I'm saying, ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth, man? You hit the nail on the coffin, man.
Hey,
yep.
Let's hit that Titus 2 verses 1 and verse 2.
Guys, the book of Titus chapter 2 and verse 1, and it reads, "But speak thou the things which become sound doctrine, that the aged men be sober, grave, temperate, sound in faith, in charity, in patience."
So when you become mature, right, in the spirit and dealing with the word, you know what I'm saying? You have to become, sober, dealing with other doctrines, get them out of it. You know what I'm saying? Understand that the Most High God has control over everything, and He is the doctrine. He is the doctrine. So all them other thoughts of depression, thoughts of anxiety, it's hard, and it is a process too. But at the end of the day, when you become an aged man, not just age as in your age, but spiritually, you know what I'm saying? Get those thoughts out of your mind. Remove those things that can take you away from the process. You know what I'm saying? And we just talk about the spirit. Dealing with being grave, being serious, being temperate, controlling your emotions. Listen, I got a problem with it. I got a problem with insecurities at times. I got a problem with certain issues that I might have a problem with. But the Most High say, man, control yourself. Control your temper, control those issues that you got a problem with. Work on. Be sound in your faith. Sure. Valiant in what it is that you believe. And charity, because we know a charity, the word charity in the Greek right there is agape, which is agape mean.
Yeah.
What's agape mean? Y'all don't know? Agape means love. When you look up the word agape, when you look up the word charity, it's agape. It's in the New Testament, it's love. That's what it is. It's not in the fruits of the Spirit, but the fruit of the Spirit is love. You know what I'm saying? So to be mature, to be perfected, you know what I'm saying? You gotta move forward, you know what I mean, in love and in patience. Because all these things are developing you, you know what I'm saying, to make you who you're gonna become. Man, y'all don't know how much I want to get into Most High love. That's right. Y'all don't know how much I want to get into Jonah. I wanted to get into Jonah today. Listen, man, I got this whole little section right here on Lazarus. You know what I'm saying? Lazarus' sisters, you know what I'm saying, had to believe in Christ even after he was dead. We're gonna talk about that enough. Jonah, man. Jonah tried to run away. You can't run away. You can't get away. You know what I'm saying?
So speaking about Jonah, you know, like you said, you can't get away from what the Most High has already planned. So for all them people out there that say we got free will, all you got to do is read the book of Jonah, and you see he ended up doing what the Most High said anyway. How you do?
You know, I did a class on that a while back, right? And I ain't gonna hold that too much because I got a couple things to talk about before we do this. I did a class on that a while back, right? I think we mistake free will from Most High gives us choices. He says, choose you this day who you will serve. You know what I'm saying? He gives you choices. But that's not free. It's not free will. You know what? It's consequences from your choices, or it's promises from making the right choices. You know what I'm saying? So it's not free. When the Most High wants you to do something, particularly, you going to get down.
Right.
You going to get down. If he says, yo, I want you to do this. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts. Most High ain't even going to tell you until it's done. If he chooses not to. You know what I'm saying? If he chooses not, because life and death is in the palm of his hands.
That's right.
It's an ill concept when you get into it, Shaquat, man. Don't get started on free will, because we do. That's a whole nother. Hey, I want to talk about this too on trusting the process, right? And this goes back to what Cole was talking about earlier. And we're gonna get ready to close class in this class. But you know, a lot of your family members, people you love, might not accept the truth. You and them both are in the process also. You know what I'm saying? People around you might not hear it, or they move differently. Even if they do understand, they just don't want to. They just don't want to change their lives. They're in a process. You're in a process because you love them and you care for them, and you're trying to teach your mom, and you're trying to teach someone else. You want to save a souls, man. Let me get Galatians 6:9. And let me get Peter 3:8.
Guys, the book of Galatians chapter 6 and verse 9, and it reads, "And let us not be weary in well doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not."
Hey, you can't be weary in doing good, right? Sometimes you got to show forth by your actions. Sometimes it's not continuously yo, why you keep doing Thanksgiving? Why, yo, brother, why you keep doing Christmas? You can't keep, sometimes you just got to show them, nah, I can't be there. I can't be a part of that. You know what I'm saying? Show forth how you, or stand on firm on what you believe. No, my kids is not going there and being part of that. I know that's hard sometimes when you're in a relationship with someone who don't believe. But you gotta stand firm on your belief system, man. You know, people around you, you know what I'm saying, who don't believe, listen, they're going through the process. You help them through your process.
That's right.
Am I making sense? 1 Corinthians 15 and 58. I asked for 2 Peter 3:8, right?
Yeah.
We can drop that. I don't really need that. Let me get 1 Corinthians 15 and 58.
The 1 Corinthians chapter 15 and verse 58. "Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord, for as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord."
Hey, man, when you trust in the process and you're doing the work of the Lord, I'm talking about them brothers and sisters who are consistently, you know what I mean, doing what the Most High God is telling them to do when it comes down to just being a representation of the Hebrew Israelite cultures in general. You know what I mean? Like, don't be weary. Don't be weary. Be steadfast and unmovable in your faith and belief. You know what I'm saying? Continue on in the work of the Lord. For as much as your labor is not in vain in the Lord. Maybe it might seem like it may be in vain with somebody you're dealing with in your life, but the Most High God is having them go through a process. So it's not in vain to continue to work and do and be the representation that's shining light for true Israelites. You know what I'm saying? On this earth, it's not in vain. Even in the midst of the hard times, in the midst of the struggle, it's nothing but a testimony, like Kawal had brought out earlier. It's nothing but a testimony, like Quat brought out on last week about some of the stuff that he been. You know what I'm saying? I started giving testimony. I ain't crying on the screen like she did last week. I ain't about to do that. But you know what I'm saying? The testimony is real, so you gotta just stand bold and believe, man, that you know what I'm saying, the work is not for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Just keep pushing. And another piece of advice that I give going through the process that you're going through, whatever it is to hold on to anything that's good.
Right.
Anything that's good is a blessing. I know the trials say, hey man, they say, you know what I'm saying, thank the Most High for the hard times too. but any bit of light. The world is full of darkness. The Most High go right. Everybody else in the world want to go left. So any bit of light that comes into your life to watch Yahweh, hold on to that. Be thankful for that. No matter if you got 10 different pieces of bad news that day, you get one piece of good news and hold on to that. Hold on to that. Because some people didn't get no good news today. Hey, listen, some people didn't get out of bed. They didn't even make it. Some people is dead. That's just a fact. Dang, so much other stuff I wanted to hit. But let me get Isaiah 55, 9 through 11. Yo, I recommend y'all go and read Psalms 31 too when y'all get a chance. That's right, sis. Hold on to anything that's good. The water Yahweh. Con, yo, read Psalms 31 when y'all get a chance too. If y'all just look for something to read that chapter. It's not too long, and it kind of goes with this trust in the Most High God and trust in the process too. But let me get that. I'm gonna end my lesson with this. Isaiah 55. Let's get 9 through 11.
God. It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 55, and starting at verse 9, and it reads, "For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. For as the rain cometh down and the snow from heaven, and returneth not thither, but watereth the earth, and maketh it bring forth and bud, that it may give seed to the sower and bread to the eater, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it."
That's right, man. So listen, man. Rain cometh down from heaven, watereth the earth. It brings forth buds and seeds and flowers, and we get bread, we get certain things. The animals are being fed. All of these things is processes. All of these things are processes. You can't get a loaf of bread without this process happening before that. Mm-hmm. The cow that you eat, that burger, they didn't eat without a process before that. That cow needs to be processed. And we all go through a process. If you say you're not going through a process, you need to self-examine yourself. You know what I'm saying? Find an anchor for your spirit and just trust the process. Hold on to all that's good, and the water Yahweh through it all. You know what I'm saying? And that's the end of my lesson. Trusting the process. Y'all got something?
Man, just have faith, man. And I keep saying this, but you gotta get amongst people that is gonna help you stay focused, man. Because if you out here by yourself, you become one of those individualites, it's not gonna work out for you, man. So get with a body, get with some people. If it's us, it's us. If it's not us, more power to the people that you find, man. All right. That's it. That's all I gotta say.
Don't give up the fight, man. Like it may seem as though like you're going through impossible odds or whatever the case may be. Don't give up. Trust and believe. I'm telling you, I am living, breathing testimony of having to endure a lot of stuff, whether it was caused by me or not caused by me. I've come a long way myself. I'm living, breathing proof that you can make it through to the other side, man. And the Most High will redeem you. Telling you, man, all of your actions and everything is being taken into account of, and the Most High will reward you if you stay diligent. It says that he'll reward those that diligently seek him, right? So diligently seek him and diligently stay on your path in the Most High, following these law, statutes, and commandments, and having faith in the Mashiach Yahweh Shai. He's going to fight those battles for you, man. Don't give up, even if it seems hard. Now yield there.
Con. Praise the Most High. I hope everybody was edified, enjoyed the lesson. The Wadi Yahweh for his words that came out today. Let's get that Daniel 7 and 18. And at the end, I think I want to just play a song. I'm gonna take us off the screen. I'm gonna play a quick song before I end the whole thing out.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 18, and it reads, "But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever." Hashem HaMashiach Yahweh Shai.
Hashem HaMashiach Yahweh Shai. Amen. Shabbat Shalom, man. Enjoy your Sabbath. I want to play this song real quick. Shalom.
Shalom.
All praises to the Most High. And I ain't letting know. Tell the devil it ain't enough. Nah. I know what you going through. Keep going. I'm sure if they had their way, I've been stopped. See, I can see them from a mile away. They in the cut, know how I play. Never been a fool, won't start the day. Then I'ma play my part. Much is given, much required. I won't let them treat me out my place. Up, I gotta show where I'm from, how they play it hard. Don't know why I thought that it would change. When I came in, it's true. Once you peep the facial loans, then you cool. The way they play the game, flaw, I never do. Stay in your place, I'm like a paw to these little dudes. And we gon' get most out of praise, he brought me through it. My mind stay like anything, we can do it. We putting work up on this faith and we improve. I try to tell them I ain't new to this. First we did it, now they doing this. Sticking to the manuscript. I think they follow the blueprint. Elohim sending me, did not go. Tell my enemies to step it up. Tell the devil it ain't a no. Keep on going on and on and on and on and on. I'm fighting. I'm fighting. I ain't letting no. I'm gonna keep on going on and on and on. It ain't a no. And on. Tell the devil it ain't a no. I'm fighting. Look at all that we done been through. We done overcame all that they pretend to. We don't fold, we don't bend. We knew we in due time, we would overcome. It's like a jungle sometimes. It made me wonder how I keep from going on. Experience, I don't worry. Most I said, look up at the birds, think about it. Call them bird brain, but somehow they maintain. If I do that for them, it's for you. Don't you think I'ma do the same thing or more? Gratitude, grateful. He said no one gotta support you. I separate. Get two, walk together, let's stay agree. You can be the hand, I be the knee. Don't matter to me, get on your job, no indeed. Don't wanna hear your sob story, no indeed. Teach you how to live this life for peace. Take the choice, blessings and curses. You know we in the week, and you can't stand next to me if you pretend. It's for the 12, we enduring to the end. Let's go. I'm fighting, yes sir. I'm fighting. It's the most going on and on and on and on and on. I'm fighting, yeah. I'm fighting, yeah. Let's go. It's your 4104, man. To my lad, bro. I'ma leave it all here. I'll pray. Blueprint.
This is not a test.
Black skin, black sauce, black Jesus, black music, 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 black music, black music, black music, black music, black music, black music.